Hey everybody, this is Robert the Racin-teach with a final review of the Mondraker F Podium Carbon 29er mountain bike. So there she is. She's dirty, she's been used, she's been slightly, I wouldn't say abused, but she's definitely been pushed kind of hard. And this bike has flown through with flying colors, I will say. I left it absolutely stock the way it came. The only thing that I did change was seating position, adjusted the height, and added my pedals. Those are the Expedo M Force 8s. Let me tell you, super lightweight, super strong, but easy to get in and out of when you need to, so don't have an issue with that. Here's the deal, this bike is a rocket ship. And not only is it a rocket ship going downhill, which you can tell by that angle right there, this thing is a rocket ship going up. It is super lightweight, it's super quick. Ignore the airplanes flying overhead because, you know, I'm in the urban jungle right now. But this thing is amazing. It's very well spec'd out. Comes with, you know, SRAM drivetrain, SRAM brakes. I believe it's GX on the derailleur, stylo cranks, and, you know, classic 12-speed drivetrain. The wheels are super light, bladed spoke Crossmax wheels with some Recon Race Maxxis tires. And these tires are really fast, small knobbed, super quick, super light. They do the job. Now currently set up with a tube. I didn't do tubeless, so I could probably lose another pound, half a pound or so by getting rid of the tubes. So really cool features with this bike. Like I said, climbs uphill. There should be a video playing in here somewhere. Climbs uphill really efficiently, and especially once you get your suspension set up. You go on the Mondraker site, they actually have all the settings. You can start there and then you go from there. So you get a baseline and then you go. But the really cool feature on this bike is this little feature right here. These are your lockout. It's a front and rear lockout. Locks out the front and the back at the same time. So you basically have two bikes in one. You've got yourself a full squish bike, and then you get yourself a nice hardtail with the push of a button. Depending on where I was riding, I use that lockout. It's kind of the way to go. If you really want to have a bike that's going to descend well and absorb everything, it's the way to go. So I did use a lockout quite a bit, but when I was climbing technical dirt trails, I really didn't use the lockout. I like the suspension to actually crawl and move over things, so it actually did really good that way. Dropper worked flawlessly. Shifting worked flawlessly. There was one little issue I personally had, and just like I said, this is a test bike, so I was not able to really fine-tune this thing to me. I would have gone with a little riser bar. The straight bar took me a couple of turns to get it where I wanted it. It's pretty comfy now. It's an aggressive bike. You can definitely race this bike. It's a cross-country design bike. And this seat, sadly, this Antares, this is a love-hate relationship for people. Some people like it, some people don't. My body, I don't know, I couldn't find a happy place on it. It wasn't miserable, but it definitely, you know, I've had smoother saddles. I could have changed the saddle out, but I said, let's give this saddle a try. Some people really like it. And I think if I fiddled with it, I could like it as well. Super lightweight, it goes along with the whole bike package. Now, yes, Mondraker does have a little price tag on them, but you really get a lot of quality out of it. This frame, I mean, it's stealthy. Look at that. It's like a stealth fighter jet, you know, super slick, sleek. And that's one thing I definitely got a lot of looks from this thing. So going uphill, lock it out, climb to your heart's content. Rough uphills, unlock the suspension and let it crawl over everything. It's a very efficient climber. And one thing I liked about the climbing on this thing is this bike climbed better with the higher gearing. So in other words, when I was in granny gear, there was a little bit excessive bobbing, especially with the suspension open. Once I locked it out, it was no big deal. But I like, sometimes, like I said, I like an active suspension during climbing. So I did notice that as I decided to push the gears down a bit, went into a higher gear, it actually almost locked the suspension out. As if I were sprinting, it actually became a little less active and it climbed faster. So I did get a lot of PRs on climbs. I was really did not think I was going to get. The bike is going fast and you don't realize you're going fast. Now, point this thing downhill and she shines. She is quick going down the hill. Gotta put that in there, right? She's really fast. The RockShox Sid fork and with the Sid shock, they went just balanced out real nicely. Enough braking to get this thing stopped in a hurry, and I just, the confidence that was inspired going downhill was there. I had no, it takes a while to get used to a bike, right? But it got on the bike and felt right at home with it. So that's a really, really good feeling when you can sit on a bike and feel at home. Nothing's unpredictable. It's going to do exactly everything you want it to do. Now, if you're going to ride in super soft conditions or a little more powdery stuff, I would definitely upgrade tires, get a little more knob. These were well though. These tires did work well, so it comes with a pretty decent spec. The bike is in their cross-country setup. Okay, it is in their cross-country line. That's what this bike is designed to do. So it does not surprise me that it is super light, super fast, up and down. All right, I don't know what else I can say about this, but definitely get your chance, get out there and go test one if you're looking for a really quick cross-country based or trail bike. This thing can do anything. I rode it on some technical downhill with no problem whatsoever. Suspension worked well, absorbed everything. Would I want to go launch this thing off 20-foot jumps? Probably not, but if you know how to ride a bike and jump a bike, I don't see why you couldn't do it. However, don't sue me if something goes wrong. I'm just telling you right now, the bike is capable. There's quality throughout. Everything is just so well done and so neat. And yes, it's dirty because yes, the bike has been ridden. Okay, I've not been taking it easy. I have been testing it. When they tell you send it, guess what? I took it out and I sent it. Anyways, it definitely gets looks everywhere it goes. People love the styling. The paint scheme is kind of like I like it. Little bit of matte with a little bit of shine. It just makes it out that much nicer. All right, guys, take a look. If you want to get this bike, you can go to zeetbike.com, or you can go to Mondraker's website and they'll tell you where to get the bike. I definitely give this thing 2 thumbs up, 25 stars. I would rock this bike all year long. It would be my next cross-country endurance race steed for sure. I just made 2 little changes for my personal preference, and like we said, for bikes it's a personal preference, right? So that's about the only thing I would do. Everything else I would leave alone. Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and see you out on the trails.